Okay, so hi, this is Scott again, and now we're going to talk about teeing the ball up. You're going to tee the ball up with every club in your bag at some point because all holes are different lengths. So you're not always going to use the driver on the first hole. One thing I want you to know first is that there are two different lengths of tees. There are short tees, which are your normal standard tee. These you can probably get at any golf course or driving range for free. They're just going to hand them out. The long tees are going to be a little bit longer, and there's different lengths. Some are long, some are really long, some are really short. They're different colors. Some are black, some are white, some have stripes, some have blue things. They're all gimmicks. You know, some have little stripes on them, if you can see that. The one thing that you just want to know is that the long tee is really the one that you're going to need for the driver. Everything else, you're probably going to be able to get away with the short tees. So the only tees you're really probably ever going to have to buy are the long ones. And they're not expensive. It's always my joke is that the most expensive part of the game is the tee. They'll break. They'll go flying all over the place. You'll lose them. You'll always have to buy tees. What I do is when I'm playing and I'm on a tee box, if I'm hitting a driver, it's a long hole, I try and find tees that are laying around, I pick them up. Saves me a little bit of money, but whatever. So we're going to talk about teeing the ball up and how high to tee it up. I have a rule of thumb. As I said before in like earlier videos, there's definitely exceptions, but this is a good place to start. We'll start with the driver first. And when you hit a driver, you're probably going to lose most of me now, but I want you to be able to see the club head. When you hit a driver, you want the ball to be sitting so that about half the ball is sitting up higher than the driver head when it's sitting on the ground. So this is on a long tee, this ball right here that the driver's behind. This would be a good place for this ball to be teed up. This would be a little bit too low. When I come through to hit it, I may have a tendency to hit it too low on the club face, and it's going to go low. This one, I'm going to have more tendency to at least have more room for error and hit the middle of the club face when I swing it, okay? So that's what it's going to look like from a driver. This one's definitely too low. You got to tee it higher than that. So this is good for the driver. If you're hitting a 3-wood, then it's pretty much the same rule for me. I'm going to put the 3-wood down, and about half the ball is sticking up higher than the club. This would be way too high. When I swing this one, I'm probably going to go right underneath it and just pop the ball up. If you've ever seen the YouTube videos of the people swinging underneath the ball and the ball pops up a little bit and it goes right back down on the tee, that's the reason. It's just that it's teed up way too high. This one is iffy. A better player can probably get this off of a tee. Your average player is going to be better teeing a 3-wood up a little bit. Okay? An iron in a hybrid are pretty much the same thing. So if I'm hitting an iron, I'm going to have the ball just barely teed up over the grass, like maybe a 1/4 inch or so. That's just giving me room for error so that if I don't make the best swing, I'm still going to get the club face on the ball. All the club face on the ball. A hybrid, I'm not going to tee up like this. Although it looks like a wood, you want to play a hybrid like an iron. Again, watch the video, What's in a Set of Clubs. It's going to explain all this. But a hybrid, although it looks like a wood, it is an iron. So I'm going to play it the same way. And then if I'm playing the ball off the grass, obviously you're going to have different lies. But basically that's how you tee the ball up. It's a good place to start. To be honest with you, I tee the driver up pretty high. Only because one of the first tournaments I ever played in, I teed it too low and I topped it. It was really embarrassing on the very first tee. So I tee the ball up higher than most people. Some people do tee it lower. But the biggest thing to know is that there's different length tees. You don't want to tee the ball too high or too low. Everybody's a little bit different. Like I said, I tee it up a little high. Some people tee a little bit lower. It's all going to depend on your swing, but this is a really good place to start. Okay? So that's how you tee the ball up.